Hello my fellow Teabags, Cineric77 coming back at you again today. Alright, now here we go. Part 2, I guess you could say, or 3, however you want to look at it, if you want to include the intro. Oil on stone. Now we're going to hit up the belly. Same thing. I'm going to try to spread the oil across the belly so that way as I do my sawing motion I have lubrication throughout. So let's go ahead. We'll get started at the secondary tip and work our way up to the primary tip. How's that? Now the idea behind this is to pace yourself. You don't want to go too fast back and forth or up and down as you go, because if you do that you have a tendency to create a natural recurve in the process because it's not fluent. And as I'm doing this, the reason why my grip is so low on this is because I am putting pressure down as I do it, so that way I can remove material more as I go without moving too fast. And it's not too much. It's not like I'm trying to pry something out. I'm just an even, steady downward pressure. And the tip is kind of tricky because if you go too far over, you'll actually round off your tip as you sharpen. So try not to do that. Okay, now as you can see there's that paste I was talking about starting to form already. I'm liking that a lot. Now remember the burr I was talking about earlier? Now whenever you feel that burr, whenever you want to switch stones, the side that you feel the burr on, that's the side you want to start on. Because what you're doing is you're removing material by pushing it towards the edge, and when you're pulling it back, you're trying to basically just snap that off. And sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. And it just creates a nice, even, level bevel, which is what you want. Because if you do this too fast and you're not consistent with it, you'll actually have facets on your edge. And depending on the task at hand, that might be a good or it might be a bad thing. I'm trying not to get facets. And when I say facets, I'm talking like a precious stone, the way it's cut, it's faceted, all the different flats. Yes, you don't want that. No, no. See the paste right there on the blade? You can see right here oil, and there's shavings right in here. So that's kind of cool. That's what you want to see. That's a good, as Martha Stewart would say, it's a good thing. Yes, I quoted Martha. Y'all shut up. Okay, I believe we're at a point check for burr. As you can see, I've exposed a lot more steel for my bevel in both the recurve and on the belly, kind of changing the profile up already. That's a good thing. That's an awesome thing. And as you can see, the cool thing about doing this on a blackout blade, you can actually see the waves in the bevel, so that way you know what spots to hit up and stuff like that. So let's continue. After yes, I'll see where I need to go. And other side now, because I'm just going to sit here from this point, do a little less talking, a little more sharpening. I do believe I am done with the extra coarse stone now altogether, because I don't want to take too much material off the belly, because I do have 4 more stones to go through. And alright, I'm going to go ahead and sit here and hook up my next stone. And as I do that, I'm going to send my beautiful, ever-loving wife into my son's room to put him back to sleep, because he's up and about dancing right now when he's supposed to be in bed.
He's such a good dancer, Daddy.
Oh, but bedtime is bedtime. Now, once again, just putting some oil on my stone, and here we're going to hit up the recurve. Alright, just the recurve. That's all I'm doing. Alright, I'm going to flip it real quick. Make sure the oil that has been scraped off onto this side doesn't get nowhere near the pivot area, so that way I don't have grit in the pivot, because that means I would have to take the knife apart and put it back together. Don't feel like doing that tonight. Now, like I said, I'm just putting an even, straight downward pressure as I'm going back and forth, and also with my thumb I'm putting pressure on the guide rod, pushing it to the one corner, so my strokes are more in line with each other. They're more even, more smooth. Okay, recurve's been hit, so I'm going to sit here and do the belly, so that way I can go ahead and get this stone out the way. In the next video, I'll probably hit up both the medium and fine stones. The fine stone and the ultra fine stone are the ones that take the longest, because they require the most strokes. But it's alright. Got a beautiful bevel on there now. You'll see that. Compare it to the last video. That is sick looking. This is going to be a very nice, very nice sharpening. And I'm going to kill this video with this stone. So let's continue. Ooh, not enough pressure. I swear the only people on the face of the planet that do this motion more than me is somebody with a masturbation problem and Charlie Daniels. And that little tip I was talking about earlier about trying not to roll off the primary tip, try that. Not doing that with your secondary tip as well, or like I say, you'll create a transition. And what I mean by that is what I did with my Intech. As you can see, there is no secondary tip. It just, one fluid movement sharpens the entire knife, just straight. This one, I don't want to do that. I like that secondary tip on here. So, I'm not trying to roll it over. I'm not trying to eradicate it. I'm actually trying to enhance it. Is the goal for this. So, I'm going to do this for about another minute. And I do believe that this stone will be done. And I'll show y'all what I have up to the second stone so far. Okay. And I already see that all the nicks on the belly are already gone. That's nice. Y'all see what I just did? Try not to do that. Try to keep the nut that holds the guide rod in as close to the guide as possible. Or you'll chip your edge or roll it over or do something you really don't want to do. Like I just did. Now what sucks the most is when you're doing that and that happens on like the ultra fine stone and you got to start over because you chipped the hell out of it. Happened a couple of times. Been known to throw hissy fits when that happens. Okay, now that's that for your coarse stones. Coarse stones are done. As you can see, have a nice bevel on there now. And you can also see touches of a micro bevel happening as well. And that will come through with time. That's from the downward pressure as you do your strokes for the sharpening. As you can also see, secondary tip is very much more enhanced now than it was, more prominent, which is nice. And also your primary tip looks a lot better. Alright, stopping this here. I'm going to post this video, then we'll move on to the next stones. Alright, thank you very much. Keep your finger in control. Have a nice day. Bye.